John Cena is descended from the witches they didn't burn, but some of his relatives were killed for being witches. What do I mean? So starting in February 1692, in Salem, Massachusetts, there were a series of people accused of witchcraft by Kira Sedgwick and Mark Wahlberg's ancestor, Judge Hawthorne, here accusing George Burroughs, who is related to all kinds of famous people, not just John Cena, but also Walt Disney, Kit Harington, Princess Di. Sadly, the good reverend here was executed. He was one of 200 people who within about a year and a few months were accused. 19 people were found guilty, of which 5 were men. And he, like most of the other people who died during this period, were hanged. So why do we think of the witches being burned? Well, one, because in Europe, witches were often burned. And we often conflate the Salem Witch Trials with the greater period of searching for witches, which started sort of in the 1400s and really was at its height in Europe in the middle of the 1600s. And I think the burning at the stake of a witch is visually much more evocative than hanging them, though they died either way, of course. And so why is John Cena related to so many of the witches and judges? It's because his family was from Massachusetts, and many of the people related to those witches remained in those communities. And what I always think about when I think about the Salem Witch Trials is, what was it like in 1694, a couple years after this mass hysteria came through, for the families and their descendants? Did they just go back to life as normal like we have after the COVID epidemic has changed? I can't say it's over. It doesn't feel like it. Because obviously they went on to have lots of children, and John Cena and Mark Wahlberg and Sarah Jessica Parker and Princess Diana all exist because people kept going.